What's up, guys? Godzilla back again. I got another episode of the Single Turbo project. Sorry I haven't gotten a video out sooner. I've been pretty busy with family stuff. Birthday parties for 1-year-olds, and been pretty busy at work too. So when I get home at night after work, it's pretty late, and I just don't have the energy to work on the car and make a video. So again, I apologize for not getting a video out sooner, but in this episode we are going to be doing the injectors, swapping over to ID1000 Injectors by Injector Dynamics, and going to be plumbing the Swirl Pot. So in order to do that, I'll explain it in the video, but I have to drill and tap the balance tube. Also going to be removing the Pcv valve for a fitting for my map sensor, as well as hooking up the oil feed and oil return lines and just buttoning up everything up on the turbo side, so that hopefully in the next video I'll be able to get my Haltech up and running and start the car for the first time. So if you guys haven't been to my website, it's just Godzilla.com, and if you're interested, I've got stickers. So I also have shirts. If you guys buy any of that stuff, it really helps out. The shirts are for sale at Godzilla.com/shirts, and it'll take you over to my Spreadshirt shop. I have a few designs there. I'm going to be making more when I get some time. If you want a sticker, it's Godzilla.com/stickers. For anyone that buys a shirt, I will throw in 2 stickers for free. Just email me at sales@Godzilla.com to let me know that you placed an order for the shirts, and then an address that I can ship the stickers to you for free. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to the video. Alright guys, so I've been working on trying to get my Swirl Pot mounted in a location that's convenient. I think this is the spot it's going to be. Basically what it does is it aerates the motor, it gets all the air out of the coolant system. So there's a bleeder port right here, and we're going to undo this, and we're going to drill it out a little bit bigger and tap it for a 1/8 inch MPT fitting to come off, and then go to one of the ports here. And then the top of the radiator has a port that comes out, and it will also go to the other port on this. And then the top here will then go to the recirculation, or not recirculation, the overflow tank. So basically the radiator and the top of the head will be venting air to this, and then has a return line down to the lower radiator hose there. So that's how it will be plumbed. We'll put a sealed cap on the radiator, and then this one has a 1.3 whatever it is, kilograms or something pressure, so when it gets too much it will vent into the overflow. I also have this oil catch can that I'm trying to find some place to put. I'm not sure it's going to fit here, unless I do like a battery relocation. Not sure if it's going to fit on this side of the engine bay, because I also have to put a fuel pressure regulator over here. I was thinking about putting it over here, but the filter and stuff kind of take up all that room, unless I can put it at an angle. It's hard to do with one hand here, hang on. Let's just take this off. I'm waiting. People have told me not to use this kind of filter because that little cap there can pop off and explode my turbo. So I'm waiting on a new AEM filter to come in with a sealed cap. So I might be able to fit this down in here like this, but the filter is there. So if I put it at an angle here, like I might be able to mount it at an angle like so, and then just have the fittings come in from the valve covers there. Let me know what you guys think of that. I'm trying to avoid putting it in the fender or anything. That's where it was in my Cobra, but it's not very convenient on the Skyline. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. Waiting on the fittings that will replace these with dash 10 AN fittings. Then I'll have braided lines, they're black braided lines, come to the dash 10 fittings that will be in this. So anyway, yep. Alright, so basically what we need to do to hook this up, the Swirl Pot, is we need to take this bleeder screw out, and we're going to have to drill out the opening here to 11/32, and then we'll have to tap it with a 1/8 inch NPT fitting so that we can put this fitting in here and run a line to here. We're also going to replace the Pcv valve here with one of these fittings. I hope it works. I had to buy these separate because it's British standard thread, so your normal MPT thread is not designed for it, even though some people have used MPT thread. It's just really tight apparently. I just wanted to see if I could get the right thread instead of having to force something in there. And that will be my MAP vacuum / boost source for my ECU. So I guess first step is to get this bleeder screw out of there. This may, yeah, it doesn't look like it's a straight shot. We're going to have to remove the fuel rail. So I'm going to put this back in real quick. Alright, so what is connected? Doesn't look like anything on this end other than this connector right here. So 1, 2 bolts, and then the lines that are right here, but we may be able to just keep everything connected, just kind of set it to the side. got one in. Basically just took some motor oil and lubed up the hole there. Just pushed really hard until I got it in. So do up the O-ring. Lube up the opening there, and then just push really hard. There we go. What we're going to do is I'm going to drill out really slow the existing hole there. We're going to put some grease on the end of this drill bit to try and help catch any little shards. So, in essence, we need to make this size thread into this size thread. That's what we're going to do. So take some all-purpose grease here. Let's take our drill bit in there. Alright, that might be enough. Okay, so now you can see that it's pretty much coming from the bottom up. The top might just be a cavity, but I'm pretty sure we're good. So I'm just going to start tapping that and put a fitting in.
Step 1, apply lube.
And you want to try and get this as straight as possible. Which is not. You need to go at an angle. go slow. Let it grip itself in. And cut the threads. You don't want to bottom it all the way out because it's NPT thread, so it's tapered, it gets wider as you go in. When you're wrapping Teflon tape, you want to make it so that the tape, like if you're turning it in, you want to make sure that the flap is like this, so that when you turn it, it goes with the turn instead of going like this. That way it'll want to undo itself, if that makes any sense. Alright, so that's Pcv valve. Let's take a gander. So we got our fittings. Sweet. Alright, so the battery died and we finally got the injectors and fuel rail and everything in. The line that comes off here for the Swirl Pot, it can curve around this, but I think I'm going to take off one or two of the barbs here just so that I can have a little bit more area to bend up before, so it's not so tight pinched here. So I wired in my 3-bar map sensor, and as you can see, I've got it strung all the way over there. I'm going to use my drill to wind these up, and then that way a little more organized. See how that goes. So I've got the wires taped, and then I just put them in the chuck here. Not sure you can see that, but yep. Just gonna try and get a nice spin on them. Alright. That looks pretty good. Alright, so I heat wrapped the power steering lines there, and I put some heat tape on the wiring harness that goes across the strut tower there. And I relocated the wiring that went up this way and down. So I have the wiring harness coming down underneath the intercooler piping and just down across the bottom here. That way I didn't even have to extend the power steering reservoir line. It's just hooked up here and I got it zip tied to the base. And then I'm going to have a catch can sitting like, it's hard to do with trying to hold this thing out of the way. It's basically just going to sit right in here, up and down at an angle. I'm going to make a bracket to bolt into here. And that should be that. So now I'm going to put some gaskets on and try and mount everything up and get it ready to be started. Got everything pretty much buttoned up. Tightened all the clamps on the intercooler piping and tightened the exhaust down, turbo down, oil lines down. So what's left to do before we start it is, well, we don't need this to start it, but wire in the boost control solenoid. It will use the stock wiring. It'll just replace the stock boost control solenoid. So that wiring is over on that side of the car, and I'll just extend it and either come across the firewall or come across the front of the radiator and back over to here. So I'll need to put the radiator in, we'll need to put coolant in, we'll need to put power steering fluid in. Won't have to do any oil. I will check the oil to make sure it's topped up. Hook the wiring harness and injectors back in, and then I'll need to wire in the mass airflow, or the MAP sensor, manifold absolute pressure sensor. That's what that wiring is right there. I may have gone a little overboard, since it only really needs to get through the fender over there, up in through the firewall, and then across over to here. So probably about 75% of that wiring is going to get cut off. But once that's hooked up, then I can plug my laptop up to the Haltech and load the tune. Before we actually try to start the car, we're going to want to crank it over for probably, I don't even know, a minute or so to try and get oil through the lines here and lubricate the turbo before it starts spinning full speed or whatever. Then after that, yeah, I mean, I plan on doing the timing belt and cams and all that stuff too, but I just want to get the car started so that I can check for leaks of everything and make sure it's all good. I'm gonna do my catch can too, which is sitting right over there, and that's gonna go right here. And then I have to take the valve covers off because these things are press fit in, but I got some -10 AN fitting adapters that will go press right into the valve cover, and then we'll have -10 lines coming off over this way, and then underneath probably the intake pipe here into the catch can. So yeah. Well guys, thanks for watching another video of mine. As you can see, we're pretty close to having this thing running again. This may just be to check for leaks. I haven't decided yet. I really miss driving my car, so I may just run the car as it is without doing the cams and timing belt and stuff on like wastegate pressure, which I have set to 10.5 pounds. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Excuse me. I just really want to drive my car again, so I don't know. We'll see. I will do cams and timing belt and head studs and springs and retainers and all that stuff, but I just don't know if I'm going to do it now or later. I'll probably get bored of 10.5 pounds of boost pretty quickly, so we'll see. But as always guys, thanks for watching, and subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Share the video, it really helps. And again, if you want a sticker, check them out. Godzilla.com/stickers, Godzilla.com/shirts. Check you next time. See ya.